become an awesome trainer? Raise your hands if you want to become an outstanding trainer, awesome trainer. Like people say, oh my God, she just killed it. You know, that kind of trainer. Or he just like blew my mind. That is what today's training is all about. So I hope that you all can. But what I want you to do is just pick some simple ground rules. Do keep your cameras on. I like to see you so that I feel as if I'm talking to you. Unless you don't have a camera or your camera is spoiled, I can understand. Otherwise, do keep your cameras and please mute yourselves. Otherwise, I'll have forced to mute you all of you. Unless you want to speak something and there's no background noise, and then it's fine. Otherwise, please keep yourself muted. And please stay on until the end, because if you finish the course together with me to the end, then I will provide you the certificate. Remember, some of you know that I'm going to provide you a certificate at the end of the course, right? So I'll give you the link on where to get the certificate. Okay. Now tell me how many squares you can count here. There is no right or wrong answer. Just tell me, count and tell me how many squares you can see. Maximum 16. Number of squares. 16. Okay, you can put in a chat box. Z says 16. Like, what about the rest of it? You can change your mind, Hazi. Indian says 17. Tiba 21. OCW. Yvonne, okay. Yvonne says 17. Satyavati says 25.
20,
okay, more than
22.
22.
22.
Yeah, put in a chat box, otherwise I won't know you, right? I know who's saying that. Okay, Pang says 21. Rabin says 26. Good try, good try. Nitya, 16, okay. So if you're wondering how come some people see more than 16. Zainuri, that's a very interesting answer, 32. Are you sure? Zainuri, did you count or did you guess? Ini macam teka je. Site says 26. Okay. You know something? The right answer is not in the chat box yet. You have to tell me how you count it, because 32 was anything. Okay, one last answer, anybody? 26, you're very close. Hema Ganesan, 1. I would like to meet your maths teacher, no? Z28, okay, you changed your mind from 16 to 28. That's interesting. Okay, what else? Still not there yet. Okay, who said 30? Jason, Zulkifli, on the dot. 30 is the right answer. Now let me count for y'all how to get 30. Now if you look carefully, there are 16, obviously, right? 4 times 4 is 16. So yeah, I know. When you look, there are some 2 by 2 squares. Can you see 1, 2, 3, and 4? So there are 4 2 by 2 squares, but one more in the middle. So it gives you 5. And you look this way, you can see another square, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you have 16 plus 9, that gives you 25 squares. And then if you look again, you say, oh my God, there are some 3 by 3 squares. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that makes it 29. Because 25 plus 4, 29. And the big one surrounding the whole square gives you 30. But you know, I got some very funny people come and say, they're 31 lah, Jaya, because you missed out this square here. I say, okay. But in the diagram itself, they are 30. The point I want to make here is that, ladies and gentlemen, most people live their lives at 16. What I mean is the obvious. That means they say, oh, I only got an SPM. Oh, I got a basic degree. So I'll get a job. Whether I like the job or not, it's okay. I hate my job, but I just, it's a 9 to 5 thing. I work there for the next 30 years and, you know, I retire. That is living your life at a 16. You see, but there are more things in your life that you can do. You can live your life at 17. You can live it at 18, 19, 20. And sometimes you just need somebody to come and guide you and show you, hey, maybe you can do better in your life. Maybe you can expand. You can learn a new skill. You can change your career. You can do something that is different from what you're doing right now. Let me tell you myself. I started off in accounting. I studied accounting in college. And after that, I did not like accounting, not because accounting is bad, but it's just that it was not something that I was passionate about. So then what I did was I started my own tuition center, and I was doing all right. Then I went into insurance. Insurance is okay. But then I discovered training. I would say discovered, sort of, I was accidentally, I was asked to give a talk in a polytechnic, and I gave the talk. And today I have traveled to 9 countries. Let me just share with you all a little bit about my own journey. I have now been to 9, outside of Malaysia, 8 countries outside of Malaysia. I have trained Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, China, Brunei, and a few other countries now. And I've trained more than 78,000 people face to face. But you might think, oh, Jaya, you must have been a very confident person. No, I was not a confident person in college nor in school. I was a very shy person. Probably if you come to my school or in college, you see me in my class, you see that I was probably the shyest person you could meet. And I used to have a terrible disease. You know what's a disease called? The disease is called, I'm putting in the chat box, a Hugo disease. You know what's a Hugo disease? A Hugo disease is where when the lecturer asks for a volunteer, you look at a boy or girl next to you and say, you go lah. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you can say, I was also so shy in school? Who can say that they were the shy person? Am I the only one? Okay, some people raise your hands. Yeah. So if you are, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you a question. Why did you decide today you want to become a professional trainer? There are 2 main reasons why people want to do it. Number one, what does this mean to you? What does this mean? Some hearts? What's Jaya trying to say with hearts? Put in the chat box, what does this mean? What does this come to you? What comes to your mind when you see this?
That's the passion. That's your passion.
Exactly. So this is number one. The first reason is passion. But some people say, I don't care about the passion. For me, what is important is what's this? I don't know to say what it is. Vitamin M. Ladies and gentlemen, put in the chat box. Number one, if you're coming in for the passion purely. Number 2, if you're coming in mainly for the money. And put number 3, if it's both. You are excited to share with the world your experience and your expertise. But at the same time, you don't mind being rewarded for that. Good. So most of you say 3. Yeah, I can see most of you. Or Hema, just 1, really? So you just want to do it for free. That is not professional, Hema. It's just playing football, A lot of play football for the fun of it. I love football. So, every time I score a goal, I get this adrenaline rush. I get so excited. But do you know people play football for money? Every player on Manchester United or Liverpool, they'll be millionaires. Would you agree with that? Yes or no? The World Cup football. I mean, people like Messi and Ronaldo, what kind of money they make? They make tons of money, yes? So if you're playing football and people come and pay you because you play well, are you going to say, no, I don't want the money? I think it's a bit crazy, isn't it? Same thing. Today, I'm here to talk about professional speaking. It's not about speaking for fun. Yeah, you can start for speaking for fun, huh? But what I'm saying is, if it comes to a stage where people pay you, of course, I started my career speaking for fun. I want to share with you. But let me ask you this. Is the training industry a big industry or a small industry? Put in the chat box, what do you think? Do you think there's a lot of money to be made, or, well, can mix a little bit of money lah? Let me tell you how big this industry is. This is how big it is. In 2019, just before the COVID hit, it was $332 billion worldwide. And if you convert that to Malaysian ringgit, that's more than 1 trillion ringgit worldwide. It's huge, right? Wait, I have to mute all of you. Okay, sorry. And then you may ask me, okay, that is worldwide. Or what about Malaysia? This is a recent speech given by our Minister of Human Resource. You know what he said? Do you all know HRDC, formerly HRDF, or PSMB, Pembangunan Sumber Manusia Berhad? You see how much money they collected last year? 420 million ringgit. And you know, for next year, they are expecting to collect 680 million ringgit. Now, is there a lot of money? You tell me. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, how much of it are you going to get from that? This is only HRDF, and there are also other training which is non-HRDF. I do a lot of non-HRDF training as well. Of course, I also do HRDF, but I also do outside of HRDF. And they're expecting to train, you know how many people? 4 million workers next year in 2022. So how many of these people do you think you want to train? It's up to you. You get what I'm saying? So it's both passion and the money. Anyone here recognizes this fellow? Seen him somewhere? Maybe you attended his course or read his book before, Anthony Robbins.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what he said? He said the only thing that's keeping you from what you want is the story. The story means the excuses that he's talking about, why you cannot have it. So, and let me just share this with you about Anthony Robbins. Maybe you don't know this about Anthony Robbins. Do you know before he became a trainer or a speaker, he was a janitor? That means he was taking care of buildings, like, you know, sweeping the floor and scrubbing the floor, and that's what he was doing. And today, he's a he's not a millionaire, he's a billionaire now. And do you know that if you want to get him to speak for one day, he will charge you like 3,000 USD. Even if he can choose not to speak for you. But if you have that kind of money, then you can call him. The point is that your background does not matter, ladies and gentlemen. You see, it doesn't matter where you start, but it's the desire that you have. And let me share this with you. I ask you, what is holding you back? What is your excuse? You know, what is your mountain? The mountain that's holding you back from going forward. Like, you know, for some people say, no way I can be a trainer. There are some reasons. Okay, one, they say no clients. Anybody here says, I don't know where to get clients. Who's going to pay me? Oh my God. Second, you say, well, I don't have the confidence. How many of you here say, I don't have a niche? What am I going to talk about? Will people want to pay me to listen to me? Because I don't know what I'm going to talk. Shall I talk about leadership? Shall I talk about customer service? Shall I talk? A lot of people are already doing that. Shall I do it? And I'm going to talk to students. Can I talk to adults? And finally, you don't know where to start. How many of these problems do you have? Or what are these challenges? Put in 1, 2, 3, or 4. Quickly.
Number 4.
Number 4, okay, don't know how to start. Okay. 2 and 4, no confidence and don't know how to start. Okay, Z says that. What about the rest of it? Hema says number 4. Not sure how to start. Okay, quite a lot of you are saying one, no clients and don't know how to start. So welcome to today's session, because this is a session that is just right for you. Because I'm going to share with you some of my experiences in how I got started and what I did to get to where I am today. Now, I want to ask you this. How many of you here already have the HRDF TTT? HRDF TTT, you know, the Train the Trainer program? The 5 days course? How many of you already have? Just put in a me so I know that you guys already have the Train the Trainer. Okay, Dr. O'Brien, of course. Dr. O'Brien, you're here the second time here. Stephanie, Eunice, no, okay. I want to ask you a question. How long does it take for you to become a doctor? how many years? After you finish Form 5, or after you finish Form 6, how many years? 5 years just to get the certificate. To become a full-fledged doctor, for you to practice on your own, how long? To go out there and open a clinic, okay, 10 years. If you don't have the 10 years, would people trust you and give their body to you to be treated? No way, right? But here, the training business is so interesting. You know what? You just sit through a 5 days course, and then after that, they give you a certificate. And that also, you don't do anything. Just listen to some bloke talking. This is called training needs analysis, adult learning theory. So you learn all the theories for 5 days. At the end of the 5 days, you do a short 10 minutes presentation, and then they give you a certificate. So you call it, I'm a certified professional trainer. Really? Seriously? And you can go and train people already? I ask you, do you think the HRDF TTT of 5 days prepares you to become a trainer? Put in a yes. If you think yes, put in 1. If you think no, put 2. And do you know, ladies and gentlemen, I have people who call me and say, Jaya, I just graduated from Train the Trainer. Oh my God, you graduated. Oh, so you call yourself a graduate trainer? Yeah, I don't know, but. And then they say, but can you help me? I don't know how to train. I say, you're already gone for the 5 days, what? See, it doesn't prepare you. Okay, I'm also a TTT trainer for HRA for 5 years. But I can tell you there is a lot of theory there. And the reason I'm putting together this course is to help people to understand the practical side of training, which is not being taught anywhere. If you ask me, in Malaysia, none at all. No course which teaches the practical hands-on experience, somebody who's been there, done it, and come and share with you. That's why I tell you, people, ask me any question. I'm willing to share. I don't hold anything back, okay, guys? Because you know why? I started where you started. Maybe I started even worse than where you people. I was so reluctant to be a trainer. I don't want to train. Okay, let me share with you all some things about why to be a trainer. Okay, how many of you are here? You are already a professional trainer. That means you're already making money in training, but you just want to learn more. That's number 1. I think Dr. Brian, you're there, right? I think number 2 is, like, how many of you here are an in-house trainer, or you say HR, but you plan to be on your own, and then find a niche where you want to be independent and you want to make some big bucks. How many of you here are not a trainer yet, but then, you thought, okay, let me just come and find out if this is a career right for me? Put in your numbers there. Not a trainer yet. Number 2, some says in-house. So quite a lot of you are number 3. Or nobody, number 1, ada. I'm seeing it's number 1 here. No number 1. I don't number 1 here. I thought they were. Wait, I'm just reading. Melissa says, I've tried on freelance for in-house training, but find it difficult. What was your challenge, Melissa? 2 and 3, okay. Last time I was number 2, okay, and where are you now? Okay. Doesn't matter. So I can see that many of you are in number 2 and quite a lot of you number 3. No problem. This is just the course for you, okay? There's some more messages coming in. Michelle says number 3, okay, right. Let me share with you what a life of a professional trainer, what you can gain, what the upside of it. I will also tell you the downside of it, but I will share with you also first the upside. Not able to come up with good teaching material for clients. Okay, I get it, Melissa, no worries. See, this is me about maybe 7-8 years ago, training. This is a government department called Ministry of Home Affairs, Kementerian Dalam Negeri. I was teaching them about the mind, my favorite topic. these are the things that you can gain. Number one, you can gain respect. This is MITI. You all know MITI, right? Remember, you had to get a MITI letter if you want to go around. And I trained MITI on how to read faster and learn quickly. And they all brought their books along. So I taught them how to double their reading speed, how to understand things faster and all that. So this is, so, and they respect me because you see, when you do a good job, now remember this, if you want to gain the respect of your participants, you must do a good job. If you do a good job, expect to be respected, not so much, it might backfire. That's the reason many people are so scared to come into this industry. And let me share this with you. You also get to do things that are close to your heart. Now, this is a group of students I train. Do you know, for the first 8 years of my training career, when I started in 1996, I was only training students. Of course, I still do students, but today I also do adults. But for me, the greatest passion is working with youngsters. You know why? Youngsters just have to make up their minds. Their minds are more open, whereas adults have to change their minds. Do you agree with that? Do you know that it's very difficult to make someone change their mind? Put in a yes if you agree. Yeah, you know, especially those senior people, and they neutral. What do you mean neutral? Z? Adults are very neutral.
I don't agree or disagree, so I'm neutral.
No, my question to you is it easier for us to influence youngsters compared to adults? Would you agree with that? You see, I work with youngsters, I know, because they are more open to yours. If you can tell them, hey, I'm going to help you to pass your exams the easy way. They say, really, yes, sir? Tell me. You say, you tell adults, I'm going to help you to become a better leader. Really? Sure not. Are you a good leader yourself? So they will be asking you lots of questions. Yeah? Yeah, exactly, Rajkumar. You said they have more curiosity. Another thing is, so you can also go around the world. As I said, I have been to a few countries. And this is in Cambodia. They look like Chinese. They are not Chinese. They are all Cambodians. And this look like Indians. They are not Indians. They are Maldivians. This is in Maldives. And, you know, when I go to these countries, my flight is all taken care of, my accommodation taken care of, and they pay me reasonably well. But I ask you a question. How much do you think I got paid in Cambodia? This was year 2012. Make a guess. How much do you think they paid me per hour, 1 hour, for 1 hour of training? That means they paid for my flight, my accommodation, my food, taxi, everything paid. And then on top, they gave me cash. Exactly. See, how did you know that? They pay me 1,000 USD per hour. Is that good enough? But of course, unfortunately, it was not 8 hours. It was only 2 hours, so they paid me 2,000 US dollars, which is not so bad. I mean. So and you know the best part, they gave me a nice hotel to stay. And this fella here, his name is Mr. Tech. He is the CEO of the company. You know, I managed to take a picture with him. He even had dinner with me. You know, he respected me, and he said, Mr. Jaya, join us. And you know, he said, you all eat first, that kind of thing. They give you VIP treatment. Yeah. Yeah, it's big money, but there are also some people make more than me. But what I'm saying is it's possible. But I'm going to ask you something. Do you know I was not paid so much in the beginning? I'll tell you how much I got paid. Another thing you get to do as a trainer is you impact people's lives. Now, this is one of my audiences, 1,000 students. I'm training 1,000 students in an auditorium. And you can see these students are clapping, not because I ask them to clap, because I say something that touched their heart and they clap voluntarily. This is what we can do. Now, this is where I began. In 1996, I got a call from Polytechnic Nkoma, and they said, Mr. Jaya, boleh buat satu ceramah untuk kami tak? I said, ceramah? Ceramah apa tu? See, I was not a trainer or speaker. I was a tutor, teaching English and maths and accounting, my own small, tiny tuition center. And I said, ceramah apa? Itu tentang peta minda. You know, it's a mind map, because I've been always passionate about mind mapping, and I taught my own students mind mapping. And And somehow this friend of mine, that time I thought he was my enemy, who gave my name to Polytechnic Unkoma, they called me. And can you see how puchat I look? I look so scared, right? I'm not smiling. It's a very fake smile. I'm like, that kind of smile. And even the coat, I had a pinjam from a friend. I borrowed the coat, I borrowed the tie. I didn't have a coat nor tie. And I went there and stood and I spoke for 1 hour, literally shivering. And that time we don't have PowerPoint. You guys know what's an OHP, overhead projector. The thing that you put and then it's a light shining on it and then you put a plastic transparency. And all that the Polytechnic did for me, because I don't know how to do a transparency in the first place. And then I was standing for 1 hour, speaking in Malay, shivering, hands all sweaty, stammering, and that's how I spoke. And the lecturers came and said, "Oh, bagus lah Mr. Jaya, cakap ni mana belajar?" I said, "Adalah buku-buku semua." And then you know what? I got invitations thanks to the Polytechnic. They went and told other schools. The schools are inviting me. I reluctantly went and spoke. And in 1997, ladies and gentlemen, 1 year after this incident, I got my first payment. I didn't ask for payment. I'm just talking for free. Someone gave me an envelope, said, "Jaya, take this, and we feel bad and ask you to speak for free." So okay. Make a guess, ladies and gentlemen, how much do you think there was in that envelope in Ipoh? I'm from Ipoh, by the way. And when I opened, how much do you think it was there? Not much. Please don't think I must be. It's just 1 hour lah. Z. Just share for 1 hour. 100 ringgit. You're right. Now it's 50 ringgit. Actually, it was 3,000. Come on. School lah, hello. School give you 3,000 ringgit. In 1997, I think some of you are not born at the time. Hello. At the time, they gave me a 50 ringgit ang pao. Do you think I was disappointed when I saw the 50 ringgit? You think, did I feel it? Why do you only give 50 ringgit? Too terrible. Do you think I felt that way? No, I wasn't. Exactly, Melissa. In fact, I was so shocked. They pay me 50 ringgit? Really? Oh my God. What is this? And then I discovered that this is a profession. And then I went on a serious journey, ladies and gentlemen, until I reached my point where I got 1,000 USD. Of course, today I won't speak for 50 ringgit per hour. No way. Even today, I had a session in the morning. You see that? Yes, that's right. I do it for the young. And this is also one more thing is when we are speakers, the media tends to find you and they will interview you. And these are all some of the media in which I was interviewed. This is in India, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This newspaper is India. I was in India, the newspaper came and they interviewed me and they published this. And this is on TV, Banama TV, and this is an Accountant Today, a Star newspaper, and a few other media as well. I'm showing you this, that what is possible, okay? Another thing is I want to share this with you. This is something that is very close to my heart. No doubt I got paid thousands of ringgit and all that, it's fine. But you know what is closest to my heart is this. Being invited to the IBRO conference. You know what's IBRO? International Brain Research Organization. And this is during the 6th annual neuroscience seminar in UPM, University Putra, Malaysia. Now I want you to notice this. All the organizers are Dr. Michael, Associate Professor, Professor Dato Dr. Abdul Jalil. And look at my name, Mr. I don't have a PhD. And still, I got a call from UPM. Mr. Jaya, can you come and share at our conference? I said, what conference? IBRO conference. I don't know what it's IBRO. They say International Brain Research Organization. Do you really get the right person? I'm like, you're goody. They say, yeah, we heard about you that you train about the mind and all that. I say, yeah, I do. Can you come and share for an hour at a conference? So sure. And you know what? They paid me $0. I didn't expect to be paid. I had to put my own petrol, pay my own toll, and go to UPM to do the 1 hour and come back. That night, all the all the speakers were treated to a dinner. And then I saw people from Japan, people from different countries there, all PhD holders. So I'm like, oh my God. Betul ke ni? But ladies and gentlemen, that's one thing that can happen. It's not the money sometimes. As I told you, getting the 1,000 US dollars in Cambodia was nice, but it's just money. I mean, you spend it, it's gone. But this one, is there. It's always like, wow. And this is what I'm really, really, really feel blessed. I thank God for this kind of opportunities. So today I'm going to share with you all what it takes. Okay, number one, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that training is not an easy job? Do you agree? Would you agree that training is not easy? Put in a yes if you agree that. Okay, that is the reason you don't get that many highly paid trainers in the country. I know trainers will take anything. They say 500 ringgit boleh lah. I said that's like tuition teacher, Yeah, lah, because they don't have the confidence. I would not go for such kind of things. I've turned down so many offers. Yes, but you see, ideal, you say not everyone is capable of influencing, but it's a learned skill. What do you think when I started off in 1996, I had the ability to influence people or what? I pengecut lah, I takut. You put me, I will shiver. Yes, you're right. Practice makes perfect. But they're also not just practice, I'll share with you a few more things. So what you need is, number one, you need to have the ability to speak well, to be confident. Number two, you must have a growth mindset. You must be willing to invest in yourself. When I say invest, not necessarily money, but it can be time. Invest in continuous learning. Are you willing to go and learn advanced training techniques? Are you willing to improve your knowledge? Are you willing to be a lifelong learner? Are you willing to increase your competency? And are you willing to go and train and make some mistakes along the way? Do you have an experience in whatever you are talking about? So this is what we all need to have. So that is why many people who come into this field, I sometimes tell people, this seems like MLM. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, how many trained TTT certified trainers there are in this country? Make a guess. Make a guess how many you have. In Malaysia alone, how many TTT certified trainers under HRDA? 20,000, Brian. No, double of that. It's 25. What do you mean 25? It's 40,000. 40,000 trainers, How many percent do you think of these people are actually trainers? How many of them do you think are actually actively training and making money from this? 1,000. Half us. You must be kidding, Leslie. It's about 10%, which means about 4,000 people only, So what happened to the 90%? They are not ready. They don't have the confidence. You get what I'm saying? So this course is for those people who, I want to give you all the practical side of it. Now let me share this with you. How is training? Do you know I can compare training to food? This is sometimes we go to a restaurant, we are willing to pay very little for the food. If you go to a side stall, you eat a nasi lemak and teh-o, you can probably pay about 5 ringgit and that's it. But if someone charges you like 150 ringgit for a meal, what kind of restaurant would you expect to go to? And what kind of food would it be? What I'm saying is the steak. Steak is high-end, right? As Shamila said, high-end. Not necessarily steak, I mean, that level, like you eat, what else? Caviar or that kind of food. And then another thing also, you look for the lobsters. Okay, lobster expensive, right? You also want to see what kind of ambience that restaurant is giving you. How is the furniture? How is the music? How do the people welcome you? Are they having your, when you drive there, they already come and say, Hema, Miss Hema, can we have your car key, please? Or we will park for you. And parking is free. And when you come out, they will take the car for you. You don't have to go and walk all the way to look where your car is. And then, when you come in, they serve you, they say, your table is already reserved. Please come this way. And then, the way they say, you want to order now, or shall we, you want to take some time? They were so polite, so nice. That is what I mean by sizzle. So how is that relating to training? This is what I mean. Steak means your content. Just like the food that you eat, that's a content. So what kind of content are you giving your people? Are you giving the normal content that you can find anywhere? Are you just like any other trainer? Let's say any trainer who trains on leadership comes and says, ladies and gentlemen, to be a good leader, you need to have a vision. Are you reading PowerPoint? And then when I say sizzle, means the process. How are you delivering the content? Just like you will want to be served in a very nice way, politely. Then are you willing to pay big money for the food, right? So if you want to get paid high as a speaker or a trainer, it's not just what you teach. Of course, what you teach should be first class. Don't go and teach the normal stuff that people already know. And for example, you teach people, in order to have good customer service, you must smile at your customers. Everybody knows. Don't go and teach this kind of nonsense. Because sometimes, when you smile at your customers, if the customer is angry, you make things worse. So this kind of basic stuff people already know. Don't go and teach basic stuff. So make it something humorous, something that you have researched and you have thought about it, and you come out with content and you put your own experience, your stories, you make it like, wow. And then the way you deliver it, you know what's wrong with most trainers? They are called a PPR. Don't go and Google it. It's not anyway. It's called PPR. Who wants to guess what you think a PPR is? Okay, I tell you what PP is. PP is for PowerPoint. I call them PowerPoint readers. Have you seen trainers who are PowerPoint readers? All they do is from 9, they start until evening. They just look at their PowerPoint. They have a pointer there. They say, ladies and gentlemen, point number 1 is this: 25 ways to be a good leader. And they just go on reading. How does it make you feel? I don't know. I would feel, leave it. I say, excuse me, hello, can you give me a PowerPoint and read myself when I'm free? The best kind of trainers are called the engager. I call them the engager. You know what's an engager? Where they have got very good content, first-class content, and the way they deliver is also very engaging. So you sit there and you feel like, wow, I connect with him, man, or her, because she's able to relate. Ladies and gentlemen, I share this with you. One sentence that I would like to keep in your mind if you become a trainer. Don't aim for perfection, aim for connection. You see, sometimes we all want to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect training, no such thing as a perfect trainer. But if you can connect with your audience, I tell you this, half your battles won. Do you know that? For me, it's always like that. I always ask myself. I know it's a bit difficult for me to connect with you all being online like this, but I still try to connect you. For me, it's like when I'm face to face, I can tell you the connection is just there, and I can feel it. I feel very emotional when I speak, when I'm in front of an audience, not because I don't pretend to be emotional. I'm really I'm emotional. You know why? You know what makes me emotional? When my participants are with me and we are like on a journey together, and they come and you can see it on their faces, and they're nodding their heads and go like, wow. Oh, I tell you, that's how you engage. But the worst kind of trainers is somebody I call a disappointer. They are disappointing. You know why? Because their content is terrible. they may be chipluck from somewhere. You know for a fact that they just copy paste onto their slide. And then the way he delivers or she delivers, he just read from the slides. Let me tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you disappoint, you will disappear. I have seen so many trainers who come and go. They come because they think this big money. Wow, 2,000 ringgit or 3,000 ringgit per day. Wow, not bad, man. Some people make that in 1 month. I make 1 day. I say, you come. You see, I'm not nothing against them, you know. If you are not prepared, prepare yourself and become good. Don't spoil the industry's name. Okay. And then there are two kind of people who are not so bad, not as bad as a disappointer, but still quite bad. I call these people the entertainer. Is like, have you seen you go for a training where they motivate you, put on some songs, make you sing, say high five, you know, and they give massage, and you know, you all feel good, wonderful, replay games, and then after that you go and say, what did I learn? Put in a yes if you've come across this kind of training. You know, but it was fun, I mean, it was fun. Everybody had fun. You know, you make friends. You know, you laugh. They tell jokes. You know, we all play games. You know, but then after that, is it really helping me? Hey, you haven't taught me how to do it. You know, you told me I can do it, but how to do it? That is not good. Then there is another kind of people. They will give you fact after fact. No engagement. They are like the professors. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here I'm going to give you point number 1 is this, and how you do this. And they're very knowledgeable. Yes, knowledgeable, great. Content is amazing, but they will put you to sleep. You will find it very hard to concentrate. You're like, your audience are going like that. They're like, oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't have enough sleep last night. You cannot focus. You know it's good, the good stuff, but the way the guy is presenting is like. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me share this. There are 4 kinds of people. 4 kinds of people who call themselves trainers. I ask you, where would you want to be? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Put in the chat box quickly. Okay, Melissa says 2. Who else? Tiba 2. Okay. Just the 2 of you, the rest of you. Okay, I've been 2. Okay. You want to be 1, you want to say, nothing wrong with 1, but they are the people who do somersaults. Now, I do not have a trainer friend who actually somersaults onto the stage, you know. He does cartwheels. Yeah, okay, very good. Interesting. And some people use bow and arrow. Say, let me show you how sharp. Yeah, it's fine. But am I learning something? Are you me? If you are in the entertainment industry, yes. If you're an MC, yes, you can be in quadrant 1. As a trainer, if you're in quadrant 1, you cannot survive. Can you imagine you go to Petronas and you train the people there, the CEOs, and you entertain them? Let's all have fun. And then go back, and then the HR manager comes and says, so tell us what you learned. Can you apply this? Well, we didn't learn much. We had fun. You think they're going to call you back again? Seriously? You think we had fun? So, please, even if what I meant was nothing against people who are engaging, entertainers. But I'm saying it's not pure entertainment. Okay, there are 3 things that you need to know to be a trainer. These are things that you need to have. Number 1 is you need to have what is called the mindset. The mindset of a trainer is, it's not about me, it's about them. It's what I can do for my participants. How much I care for them. That's the mindset. That's 1. Number 2, you need to have the skill set. Skill set of how to speak well. Where do I stand? How do I give group activities? How do I give people a role play? How do I use the flip chart? That is your skill set. And then there is something called the tool set. Tool set are things like your PowerPoint, all the facilities that you have. Do you know how to use that? Okay, Shamila, that's what I mean. Yeah, there are a lot of, especially Just let me answer Shamila's question. She says, she attended a few training, fun, but no knowledge. You find that in a lot of MLM companies. And sometimes it's all insurance conferences where they go and they have a lot of rah-rah, you can do it, just put your mind to it. Not much help, right? So don't do that. But I'm not saying you shouldn't have that. You should have that, but in the right blend. Not too much of that. And the tool set are all the tools that you can apply to be in a training situation. But there's one thing more which you need to have. And this one, nobody can give it to you. This is your heart set. Do you have the right heart set or not? Do you have the passion to serve the people? Making money comes later. I'm here to serve. The service mindset. And because you love it so much, you can even do for free. Do you know I still do free presentations? Even right now, what I'm doing for you guys is free. You're not paying for this, right? I don't mind. You can ask, as I told you, you can ask me any question. I'm not going to hold myself back. Come for my paid program. I never say that. Because you know why? This is something I know because I started 25 years ago. And at that time, the struggle I had, and for me to find the answers, I don't know what to do. And I wish somebody was there to guide me. I had somebody whom I call my guru. Is not really my guru, so to speak. He was my inspiration. He told me, hey, you can do it. Thank you, Melissa. Now, let me share with you what are the roles as a trainer. Why training can be tough. Because a lot of trainers, they don't understand the kind of roles they have to play. Let me tell you what are the roles. Number one is called a planning role. That means that before you actually do the training, you got to sit down and plan what content you want to cover. That means that if you are training on sales, and if you have a general sales training program, and you go to an insurance company, it's not good enough. You must take examples from the insurance industry so it's tailor-made to them. It's like when you build a bridge. If you build a Penang bridge, is different from building a bridge over a river. Isn't it? You cannot have the same strategy. You don't have the same material. So similarly, when you are training different kind of audiences, you need to have, and if you're training kids, you give different kind of activities. You train adults, different activities. You have language changes, right? For the kids, you have to say, no, why you do like that? Cannot, ma. It's okay, but you try that to adults, CEO people. Why you all do like that one, ah? That's it, lah. That's the last time you're ever going to train them. So you got to plan your activities. You got to plan everything. So you design an experience where people feel like, wow, it was good, because the right blend of remember, entertainment, of sizzle and the steak. So you do it consciously. So this is the planning stage. Getting the right content and delivering it the right way. Then also you must be the expert. You must be an expert in such a way that when you share your information, people say, wow, I never saw this anywhere else. You know, he's a real expert, or she. But let me share this with you, Rachel. Although you're the expert, don't behave like the guru from the mountains. You know who's a guru from the mountains about? You know, I just came back from the mountains. God gave me this wisdom, so I'm a very wise one. I asked him, why you're Moses? You just got the 10 commandments. I'm here to come and share with you. You're not. So don't behave that way. Don't behave like you are a God-anointed person. You know, I see a lot of trainers who behave that their egos are so big. Their heads are so big also. Don't, never do that. If you did that, you're going to become very unpopular. Okay? Always be humble. I always remind myself where I came from. My humble beginnings, I always remind myself, hey, you just came from, do you know, at one time I was a newspaper boy. I was delivering newspapers in my hometown. After my college, I was a delivery boy, sending newspaper. You know, like a newspaper boy, they say, hey, hello, newspaper, mari sini. And I had to go, yes, Tuan. I was there. So what? We're still the same person. Second thing is you must also have an instructor role. An instructor role is where you don't just tell, but you must be able to draw out from the audience their expertise, their experience, and share and make them find the answers. Don't give all the answers. You get what I'm saying? You are like a director, just like a movie director. You're directing the learning process. Are you able to do that? Then you become a co-learner. What I mean by co-learner is, I always tell people this, be a guide on their side. So I'm here to guide you, but maybe you might have your own ideas. Feel free to ask me. Remember, I told you guys when I started, right? You can disagree with me, you can dispute with me, you can debate with me. You think I only say this to you? I say this to all my audiences. Of course, to the kids, I don't say that, but for adult audiences, I tell them, ladies and gentlemen, please don't accept everything I say. Please don't reject what I say. Please don't neglect what I say, and ask yourself if it's going to help you. But in the meantime, you can always disagree with me, dispute me, or debate with me. Just don't fight with me. I just smile. And I really mean it. And I tell them, I really want you all to take part. Really involve yourself, because the more you involve, the more you learn. So I'm like, here, I'm just a guide. I'm not your trainer. I'm your friend. As a friend, you can always argue with me. How do you think it'll make our trainees feel when you are down to earth like that? I connect with the audience that way. Does it make sense? Tell me yes if it is making sense to you or what I'm sharing with you. Okay, thanks, Melissa. Another thing is this, you are also a resource person. Resource person means you don't only know your subject matter, you also know where to help them to find other things related to what you're teaching. When someone says, Miss Nitya, if I want to find out more things, where can I go? So I say, you can look for this website or this blog, or you go to this YouTube channel, my channel. You get more things. I want to share something with you, but you go to my YouTube channel. That's even better. If you can direct people to come, and I have a YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. I have some things there, not quite a bit, So provide material, because you cannot teach everything. Sometimes, like I'm sharing with you some things, but I cannot teach you everything in 1-2 hour session, right? Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, is when you are a trainer, the audience is looking at you. So you better be a role model. That means that if you're teaching people health, you better have good health. You don't get, ladies and gentlemen, you must take care of your health. People are like, really? You better take care first, Lalo. And you can tell people don't smoke, and you just go out and smoke and come back. I mean, role model, that is the obvious one. If you're going to teach people English, you better be good in English. You know how many times I've seen advertisements, even big billboards, where the English is rotten and they're selling English courses. Have you ever come across this? You see an ad where the grammar is totally out, and they say, come for our certification in English course. So really? I wonder. I think you give me money also, I don't attend your course. So, and if you're teaching communication skills, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are communicating well. Don't go and fight with your audience or argue. Let's say one of your member of your audience say something and you disagree. Say, no, how can we be so stupid? Everything in print news have spelling errors. So you put the errors like that. And also you're a facilitator. That means you help people to learn on their own. You guide them. What I mean is, this is how a lot of training takes place. You as the tutor or the trainer is very one way. You see people, okay, let me tell you what is this. Let me teach you how to be a good customer service person. Let me teach you how to, let's say, how to sell, how to be a good leader, how to have occupational safety and health, one way. Then there is a better one where you have two ways, where you get them to interact with you. Is better. But the best is still this, where you and the participant, and they themselves will also come up with ideas, because remember, they have their own intelligence, their own experience, They share with you, they share among themselves, they share with other students, and it's 3 ways. Now, which do you think is the best? Which kind of training would you prefer to attend? First, second, or third? Put in 3. Okay, Shamila says 3. But the training that you all attended most of the time, are they all 3? Is it? That means, you attend training. Do you find that majority of the training is 3 or is more of 2? Hema says no. Okay. 3, but majority are majority of what? Okay, majority on 2. Yeah. Okay, 2 and 3. Yeah. But have you attended anywhere which is 1? I have seen. I'm telling you this. Have you gone for anywhere? Yeah. Where is you don't talk. They will tell you what no. There will be a Q&A at the end of my session. So you all please pay attention. You have any questions, please hold it till the end. That is very one way, That means they're just lecturing to you. They pour everything up. Yeah, they talk and we listen. Yeah. One way. Yeah, betul. So next time keep in mind when you are doing training, always tell us my training should be 3 ways. I want to share with you all, I teach people about the mind. So I thought of just including something about the mind for you people on how adults learn, how adults' mentality or the mind works, and your trainees, how you can engage them, and what you should do to make yourself an outstanding trainer. I'm going to give you 5 steps, the 5 steps. And I have a name for it. It's called a Froll formula. I don't think you've ever heard this. You cannot Google it. I came out with this called Froll. Froll is supposed to be the cousin of troll. Just kidding. Froll stands for F for something, R for something, O for something, and L for something, which is F is for first. First means your beginning, how you open your session at first. Then review means whether or not you reinforce what you teach. And how do you stand out as a trainer? And how do you link it to people's real life experience? And finally, last means how do you close? Now I'll go into detail of all this. When I say first, it is the opening of your seminar. Do you agree with me? It is a very important part of our seminar where we can have the opportunity to connect with the audience from the start. Would you agree with that? Put in a yes if you agree to that. Yeah, okay. Okay, you all agree that it is. But do you know, sometimes because of the way we start with less energy, or we started the normal way, the usual way, we spoil the chance. Have you seen trainers who come and say, they tell their name, hi, my name is Jaya. Today I'm going to talk about customer service. And customer service is a very important thing in any business. If you lose your customers because you provide bad customer service, I ask you, is that very interesting? Is it interesting to start that way? Come and tell your name and your topic. I don't think it is. Boring, exactly, Melissa. Because you see, when you are telling your topic, it's already on the opening slide one. Usually you put your name there and the topic there. So what for you want to go and read that again? People can read them themselves. I can see your name. I know your name. Yeah, your name is there. And I also see the topic is there. And then, some people even put their picture there. Have you seen trainers who put their picture, their passport size picture on the opening slide? Do you think that's a good idea? Put in 1 if you think it's a good idea, 2 if you think it's a bad idea. Tell me. You're free to say, it is, you're so vain. 2, okay. Many of you don't think it's a good idea. Not sure. Andrew says not sure. Okay. I understand. No problem. 1 is enough. What do you mean 1 is enough? Shamila, what do you mean by 1 is enough? I don't get it. Nitya says 2. Okay, most of you say that it's not a good idea. Just for introduction. Oh, but not passport size. Oh, put a bigger one. Not wrong to put. Chasing for popularity. Let me ask you a question. If you're standing in front of the audience, what is the purpose of putting your small picture there somehow? You mean to say that people are blind to you? They have to see, oh, so that is the trainer. Is it the same person? Oh yeah, also you, that's you lah. Oh, last time you look thinner, now fatter. And they be talking to each other. Or you to double confirm. And they be talking, hey, last time hairstyle are better. That dress, where you bought that dress, the one in the picture looks very nice. The skirt, this one, your skirt not so nice. Maybe you got a full picture there. Seriously? You want to distract your audience unnecessarily? Offer put your picture there. It's unnecessary. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you the mistakes. So don't do it. Take it from me. I know I have spoken to my audience and I asked them, do you think I should put myself? What for? You're only standing there, what, live? I can see you live. What for? Someone see you for what? Promotion, really? So you're not there. Are you doing remotely or what? You're doing by phone. Only hear my voice. You cannot see me. That's how I look. Right? So don't do. Another thing is, another bad way of opening up. Give me the bad ways. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everybody. So let's say the good morning is a bit soft. Hey, you guys didn't have breakfast or what? Make it louder. I want to hear the whole roof go off. Come on, let's try it one more time. There are 100 of you people. Sound like only 10 people here. Good morning. Really? Seriously? You think that's exciting? Have you seen people do that? Tell me yes or no. Where they come and they expect you to shout back good morning to them. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? You tell me. I don't understand. You tell me how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel good or annoying, irritating? Sharmila, if it is irritating for you, it will be irritating for your audience. So don't ever do that. You ask me, it's insulting. Yeah, but don't do that. What for you want to do that? What you want to make people shout until they my voice gone already, man. Idiot. They be cursing you, man. Exactly, Melissa. These are the common mistakes that people see. I find this mainly in insurance or MLM. I have nothing against MLM, but I just find that when they do this, it can be a big turn off. So please don't do that. Most speakers will do that. So don't do it. Let me ask you, Muhammad, is the majority always right? Or do some stretching. as if what? They are, okay, if they are yoga master, and they say, okay, let me see how flexible you are. I understand. But they're teaching people sales. What is stretching going to do in sales? So don't do all this nonsense. These are people who are not creative. Are you me? Okay? Or change the state of mind, really. Okay? Okay. Guys, if you feel you want to do it, please go and do it. I'm nothing against it. I'm not going to come and check. You say, why you do that? I'm just telling you what doesn't work for me. And what I have seen among my audience, they come and tell me, I have trained thousands and thousands of people. I can tell you, I've seen you all. Okay, see this, So now I've told you the wrong side. Let me tell you the how to open properly. You won't find this anyway. I'm going to share this with you. It is a 5-step process. And the process is like this. First of all, you want your opening to grip them. Have any of you watched James Bond movies before? Do you know every James Bond movie will start with a bang? Did you realize that? There's either a car chase or a helicopter crashing into something, or somebody running and somebody shooting, and or a bomb. Exactly. If you watch, it will like draw you into the movie straight away. Why do you think the directors make this kind of movie? Because from the very start, they want to hold your attention. They don't start with the sunrise. You see that? Say, oh, sun rising. Yeah? Oh, nice sunrise. They don't show you people lying on the beach. Nothing like that. So your opening should be like a James Bond movie. I always believe this. How to do that? Because when you're gripping, you are going to make it exciting. You want your audience to like, I want. Because remember this, if you are excited, keeping them alert is one thing, but you also want to bond with them. See, there are two reasons. Because when you come in with an excitement, this is what happens. When you excite a subject, your audience will also be like, me too. You see that when people, great performers come and perform. Do you see this? When they're on the stage, especially your idol is on stage, what happens? People go berserk, right? Because we as trainers, we may not be able to get that kind of a response, but at least to a certain extent. Now, let me tell you how to do this. This works for me, but of course, I'm not saying this is the only way, because last night I got people say, Jaya, why do you think this? I said, it's not the only way, but this is my favorite. Let me tell you how I start. If I am teaching people how to become financially free, I'm teaching people how to save money, how to invest money and make a lot of money in the investment. I don't come and say, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jaya. I'm going to talk about financial planning. Good morning. That's not fun. But if I say, raise your hands if you like to become a millionaire in the next 5 years. Remember how I started? I said, raise your hands if you become an awesome trainer. So if people are coming in to learn about finance, of course, they're coming for some things else, don't talk about this, but if they're coming for learning how to be financially free, you say, how to become a millionaire in the next 5 years, raise your hands. And then you can ask a second question. You can say, raise your hands and say, if you like to become a millionaire in the next 5 years without earning a single cent extra, say I. So everybody say I. You know what? Now you got them listening to you and they are all excited. But of course, you must add on. Don't just stop there. You say, you know what? In fact, I have helped in the last 10 years, I've helped 251 people become millionaires. Then only you greet them. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jaya. And I have written 3 books on financial planning. I have trained 20,000 people. I have been to 7 countries. And I am also featured on TV on a weekly show, teaching people how to manage their finances. And I am going to share with you those techniques that are going to help you. Are you ready to go? You get what I'm saying? You don't try to impress them, Muhammad. You tell them genuine things. Don't go and simply say things which is not true. You don't have to try and impress them. Just be yourself. Are you with me, Muhammad? You try, okay, saya ini, macam ni tau, saya. Don't. Just tell them what you have done. If you don't have the experience, tell them that there's some people who say, but I'm new, the question comes up, but I'm really new, Jay. I've never been to 10 countries. Don't have to say 10 countries. So you can say that I have used these systems and it has worked for me. And I'm here to share that with you people. Fine, good enough, no problem. Because I remember, if you stand in front of an audience, you must deserve the right. You must have something behind you why you are the right person. You see, if you're a bankrupt, don't come and tell people how to make money. Hello. Makes sense, right? So but of course, you don't have to be a millionaire to teach people how to make money. You are somewhat financially stable. Say, it works for me. Okay, next one. That is F. Your first. What is your first impression that you get? So just to quickly tell you, the first, my opening session is like, ask them a question, an enrolling question, where the answer should always be a no, a yes, sorry, not a no. Don't ask them a question where the answer is no. Don't say, how many of you don't want to be a bankrupt? That's not good. Okay, ask them a positive question. Then the second thing, the R stands for review. See, as adults, I can tell you what I'm sharing with you today, tomorrow you'll forget most of it. Not because you people are not smart, it's how our brain works. You know that? Because for something to stick in a person, especially adults, you are training adults, our short-term memory becomes less and less powerful. So, excuse me, in order for you to make sure that they are able to follow you and most importantly, remember and apply what you teach them, you have to reinforce. Remember this, repetition reinforces retention. Repetition what? Reinforces retention. Meaning, you don't tell something once, especially an important idea. You just don't say it once and say, okay, ladies, I hope you got it. Okay, let me move to the next. No. For example, you want to tell people, let's say, in sales, you have to open very well. Let's say you say this, and then you give people a group discussion. How would you open a sale? And then you give people a case study. Okay, that is a third reinforcement. And then you give people a quiz. And then ask people to come and share their own experience in opening. You get what I'm saying? Now that way, you're getting people involved and you're doing 6 separate activities. You don't just tell. You see, amateur speakers, amateur trainers tell. Repetition reinforces retention, Nick. Repetition reinforces retention. Retention means retain lah. Boleh ingat. Okay, yeah. So review is important. So remember this, when you are training a good trainer, you have to make sure that you don't just say and just move along. People will be like, what was that again? But if you did different activities to reinforce, I'm talking about every point, important points, you have to do that. Next thing is O. What do you think O stands for? FRO is, before that, okay, this is revision. I told you that people forget 80% within 24 hours. So you make sure. Now, of all the umbrellas here, yes, outstanding. Oh, you remember. Okay, good. Which strikes you the most? Which color umbrella? Is it the black or the red? Obviously, your eyes go to the red, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, as a trainer, you want to stand out. You don't want to be an average trainer. What do you do? Training. On what? Customer service. How's your training? Okay lah. I don't want that kind of training. If you're doing customer service, don't say I train on customer service. I help your salespeople or I help your people to raise their level of customer service, that so much so you wow your customers. And that's what I help people to do. I say, really? Yeah. Oh, who have you trained? I've trained a lot of people. In fact, all my trainees, they're very excited after my course. Because you know what? Their customers are also wowed. Oh, we want that. So you stand out. Of course, you must deliver lah. Jangan cakap je. Okay? How to become an outstanding trainer? See, if I were to ask you, if you were to bring an elephant, a pink color elephant into your room with yellow dots, and let's say this is your pet elephant, do you think you will stand up? Do you think your trainees will ever forget? Let's say this is your pet elephant, you brought this into a room and say, let me introduce my pet to you. Say, really? Puppy? No, it's a different animal. You bring this elephant. That's my pet. Let me introduce you. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Would your participants ever forget you? Definitely not, right? Nobody's ever going to forget you. This is a trainer who came in with a pink elephant with yellow dots. But of course, you know this is not practical. But Let me show you how to be unique. Let me tell you how I stand out. Okay, this is how I stand to be unique. You know, I teach people memory, how to improve their memory, right? How to remember anything. And I'll show these people this set of numbers and I ask them, how many of you will be able to remember all these numbers if I give you some time? Say 1 week. Most people say, no way, my brain, I'm really 40, hello. I say, okay, I'm much older than 40. But do you think if I told you that I know all these numbers in the right position, would you believe me? And most people say, no, maybe, can or not, sure not. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you believe if I told you that I know all these numbers in the right positions? Tiba, would you believe me? Nitya, Melissa, what do you all think? Oh, you all believe me, okay. So no need to test now. Huh? You want to test me, is it? If you want to test me, put a T there. Oh, okay. Want to test, okay. And by the way, how many of you are 4D fans here? The other day I was doing this and one lady told me, Jaya, you know, not C5 came out yesterday, Magnum first prize, you know. I said, really? I said, yeah. Oh my God. Then she said, hey, can you give me a prediction on which one will come tomorrow? I said, I know what. I said, what? Take the other 99. Lah. She said, Chair. So, okay, you want to test me, right? I have to close my eyes, right? So I'm going to close my eyes this way. I'm going to palm my eyes so I can't see through. So for this one, you all have to unmute yourself and tell me a number like A5 or H3 or B9. You can ask me to go forward or backwards. You can ask me what is the third digit. Also can. Tupper. Go. Tell me. A5, H9, B3, whatever. Go, go, go. Tawana.
I1.
I1. Okay. Is it 4175?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone else? Quick, last one.
G7.
G7. Is it 7312?
Yes.
Okay, enough. Do you know when I do this?
One.
Okay, go. Tell me.
E6.
I didn't get that. C or G?
E6.
E6. Oh. It will be 9414.
Ah, very good, very good.
Now, do you know, I start my mind-related training this way. And I show this, and I tell them, ladies and gentlemen, what if by the end of the second day of my training, all of you will do what I just did? And not only this, you will remember any person's name. You can remember a presentation perfectly. I can give you 20 points and you can, somebody asks you, what's point number 17? Without looking at PowerPoint, you can tell what it is. How would you like that? They say, can. Sure can. I just did this, right? They say, oh, yeah, we trust you. So by doing this, of course, for you who are non-memory trainers or not mind skill trainers, this is not relevant for you. But let me share with you how to be outstanding in your field. Let's say you're teaching sales. Okay. And then you ask them, what is your greatest objection that you get out there in the, in the market? And when they say, when my customer says, I want to think about it, I don't know how to handle it. You say, really? Okay. And this is how you start. Huh? One of you come in front and you are my customer, my potential customer. You tell me, I want to think about it. So the guy says, yeah, I think I need to think, I cannot simply make a decision. And the way you handle the objection, finally the guy says, yes, I want to go ahead. Where can I sign? Now, if you did that, would that make you an outstanding trainer? Yes or no? Would your audience feel like, oh my God, you did that? You are my guru. I want to learn from you. Because you see, most people who train, they go there and they say, Let me tell you how to do sales. You have the sales cycle. Number one, you find the lead generation. You know what's lead generation? Getting people who may be able to buy. Okay, you need to find it. And then after that, you have to fix an appointment. All these kind of things all don't go and teach. People already know already. Teach something that is standing out. So become an outstanding trainer. Hey, Syed, you're here. Hi. Nice to see you. Syed, welcome. Glad you can make it. Short-term memory loss person. The second L, so the first L in the Froll formula is learning, is linking. It's linking. You know what is linking? Whenever you teach something, don't just teach that subject or that point and move along. See, a lot of times you find people telling, okay, this is it. I hope you get it, and then you move along. You must help people to see how to apply it in their real life. That means how to get better sales, maybe, how to live a happier life, how to make more money, how to be more effective at their workplace, how to have better relationship with their their subordinates, for example, or how they can lead a project. This is how you apply these techniques. So this is what you should do. The real application. Like today, this morning, I had a mind mapping presentation. I don't teach just mind mapping for the sake of mind mapping. You see, that's the difference. A lot of people who train, by the way, I'm a licensed trainer for mind mapping. I don't just teach the techniques of mind mapping. I tell them the techniques of mind mapping is very simple. It's no big deal. You can read within 5 minutes, you already can learn that. But the application, that is where I come and share with you. And today, all the people, today I trained 33 people. That's a paid program. And 33 people were so happy. You know that? Why? Because I showed them practical side. I don't just give them theory. Ladies and gentlemen, people today don't want theory. People want practical applications. So if you're able to show people how this can be applied to make their lives better, you become an outstanding trainer. And finally, the last L is called last, of course. Okay, remember FRL? First, review, outstanding, link, and last. Last means closing. A lot of times, I see a lot of trainers or speakers who close like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is the last point. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you for coming. Have a good day. Drive safe. Take care. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But there's no oomph. You must open with an oomph. You must close with that kind of thing. So how do you close? There are 3 things you need to do. Number 1 is, remember, summarize what you have covered. But don't summarize every point. Don't say, on yesterday, the first hour we did it, second hour, don't. That's all waste of time. Summarize the key things, the key takeaways, something that you feel they need to keep in their mind. Don't touch all the theory that you covered. Don't waste time. So summarize the key things. Next thing is you need to, what is called, reiterate your opening phrase. For example, let's say, remember I said just now, if you are teaching financial planning, and you said raise your hands, you'll be a millionaire in the next 5 years. You can now say, ladies and gentlemen, now as I shared in the first opening sentence, do you agree that now if you went and applied all these techniques I've shared with you, you can definitely become a millionaire? Maybe not even 5 years, even in 4 years. But of course, to be safe, I just said 5 years. Then finally, you give them a call to action. So allow me to finish with this. These are the steps that you can take. And this, remember, savings is important. But that's not the most important thing. It's how you invest. And remember, I shared with you how to invest. Go and try on a small scale. Don't go and take 10,000 ringgit and invest one time. Maybe start with 1,000. Or if you come for 1,000, 500 ringgit. Use the strategies that we discussed, and I tell you, you'll be on your way to become a millionaire. Thank you very much. Now, if I close this way, tell me, how do you think the audience will feel? Rather than saying, take care, have a nice day, bye-bye, okay, drive safe. Pada umbuso. So this is how you close. This is how you close as a professional. That's a professional close. That's not a simple close, not a chinchai close. But you have to rehearse this. You cannot go there and like, what shall I say? I cannot. You must rehearse it. Your opening and closing, you must rehearse it until you get it like that. And people go like, wow. Because I remember tell you this, people will remember the last thing they hear. It will stand out in their mind. So if you close with that kind of words, I tell you, people will like, they will go away thinking, this is life-changing. Seriously, I tell you this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you all a little bit of time to ask me any questions you have. And by the way, I'm having a session for people who want to learn more. So that's not for everybody. For those of you who want to, yeah, I have a session as well. But okay, anyway, anything, you can unmute yourself. I'm going to close my sharing for a minute. Go ahead. Anything you want to ask me? Shamila, sometimes I get frozen in front of people. That's the only problem. Why do you think that happens, Shamila? You say you have a problem of being frozen. Not sure? What subject do you speak on, Sham? Branding, okay. How much do you think you know about branding? How passionate are you about branding? Did you learn branding to teach somebody, or did you learn branding for your own self? Tell me. You want to share it? Okay, let me share you what I did. Allow me to share this. I remember I said that I got to speak in 1996. I was forced into it. Good. If that is the case, then it's no problem. Remember, there are three things to keep in mind when you become a professional speaker. You have to discover a niche. How do you discover a niche? Three things to keep in mind. Number one is your passion for the subject. Number one, that's number one. Number two is your competency, how good you are about a subject matter. That's number two. And third thing, if you want to become a professional speaker, want to get paid for it, choose a subject where there is a market for. That means, let's say you're very passionate about raising cockroaches. Maybe you love cockroaches now, and you study cockroaches your whole life, and you're really good at it, and you love cockroaches. Now let me ask you, would anybody hire you to speak how to raise cockroaches? People are trying to kill cockroaches, right? So don't go and look for a subject which there is no demand. When I say demand, means people must be willing to pay you for that. For example, if you can teach people how to fry an egg, okay, or how to make nasi lemak, okay, but will people pay you to learn that? Probably not. Because nowadays you can watch that in YouTube. I also can learn that YouTube. Watch it, pay you to learn from you. So find a niche where people are willing to pay. Okay, having said that, so let me finish Shamila's question. I told you I started off by a bit fearful, but the reason I continued was because I was very passionate about the mind skills, because I was able to do things about the mind that most people cannot do. And I was getting people who were like, inviting me, hey, can you come and share? Can you just share your experience and knowledge? I said, sure. As I kept doing it, then people paid me. And then in 2004, I got my first break to go to Sri Lanka. You know why? I was going around and giving free talks in all the Rotary clubs in Kuala Lumpur. I came to Kuala Lumpur in 2001. And then, because I didn't know anybody in KL or in PJ, so I called all the Rotary clubs that nowadays you don't do this. Nowadays you can put on YouTube, or now you can put on TikTok. But last time, no TikTok, no Facebook, nothing. No YouTube. So I call all the Rotary clubs and say, can I come and give a free talk on memory? They said, yeah, can. So as I was sharing, one of the Rotarians was visiting from Sri Lanka. He said, Jaya, would you come to Sri Lanka if I called you? I mean, I was like, seriously? I thought I was just kidding. I said, can, no problem. And I thought he's just being nice to me. But he went back, and later on I found out he's a CEO of a company with 2,000 people working. I mean, it's such a big company. And his secretary sent me an email. How much is your fees? I don't know how much you charge, man. So I call up some of my senior trainer friends and say, how much should I say? Say like 1,500 USD one day. I say, 1,500 USD per day. It's like nearly 6,000 ringgit, man. He said, yeah lah, you just say lah. When you want to negotiate, then you nego lah. I said, okay, I'm not going to get this job. Who's going to pay me 1,500? So I sent an email, 1,500 USD. And then my friends told me, make sure you tell them, flight on, they pay you, no, they pay for your flight. So pay for my flight. Next day, the email came back, reply came, we're okay with that. I should have put 2,000. Don't push it. But anyway, that built my confidence. You know, Shamila? It's because I was so passionate about what I was speaking, and that man saw it and he said, I want you. The 5 things you need to be a trainer, let me tell you what, because some people ask you, what do I need? Number 1 is you need a profitable niche, not just a niche, profitable. People are willing to pay you for that. Second thing you need is you need to have some kind of unique content. Of course, not 100% unique, but let me tell you how to make it unique. You make it unique by putting in your own personal experiences or stories. You do case studies with people. That way you make it unique. Don't just tell a point and move away. Third thing, you need to have an engaging presentation. How engaging you are. How are you relating to your audience? Remember I said aim for connection, not for perfection. And then your facilitation skills. How do you facilitate discussions? How do you make people learn? Not just you teach, but they must be learning. Finally, you also need to have some kind of modern marketing techniques. That means how do you use LinkedIn? How do you use Facebook? How do you use Google? How do you advertise? How do you write articles? How do you put videos? How do you stand out as you are the person we want? So these are the skills you need in today's world.